Great. How's everyone this morning? Well, it's Sunday morning, the 17th of May here in Port Elliot, South Australia. I'm actually back at my Mac. I'm loving that. So looking forward to this morning's reading and having everything running a little more smoothly. Hi, Diane. How are you? Wonderful to see you here. Oh, whoops, got to click on the other side. Wonderful to see you here. Now, I'll actually move into the reading of the card spread pretty quickly. I am just monitoring over on the mytimetv.live, and I'm not monitoring the... Hi, Diane. Oops, sorry, I had that coming up like that. Just to make sure that those who may be on the mytimetv.live and the Hypnosis Plus with Roz pages, because I have actually got it cross-posted this morning and hopefully correctly. But if you're on those two pages, there is the link above that is in the description if you're on a desktop or laptop that has the numbers behind it. And I'm just wondering what the numbers are this morning. They were last three digits are 249, and you should be on the correct page for the correct day. So you'll be in the live stream so that it can show up like I'm showing up the thanks, Roz, from Diane. So thank you for that. Now I'm just taking off my name there because I think most of you know my name already. And I'm going to close the My Time TV one. Oops, no, I'm not, because I'm actually going to just have to type a comment in that one because I hadn't before. Sorry about this. Click the link in the description above. So, Scott, if you could do that, that'll take you to the Rod's Bounty page that is actually where I get to see the comments. So it's the numbers, that's the 249. So you are on that page in the My Time, Scott. So do click that link and then I'll be able to see your comments. And just a reminder too that with the card reading that I do this morning, it's not the individualized card readings. It is just the general spread, general explanation of what is the card spread that I'm using that describes the day and the energies around it that's relevant for that. It is my own interpretation using intuitive, but it sort of is a bit intermixed with the generalized meanings of the cards as per a guidebook if you bother reading it. I did it once upon a time and I just don't use it anymore. So here we go. And the Hypnosis Plus with Roz is my website where you can book those private readings that are more individualized and specific for what your needs might be for whatever specific question you want to find out answers to. That's what the guidance of cards is really good for, giving some clarity around things that are inner questions and getting answers for them. So what we're going to do now is move into the cards. And they're looking a little bit... I didn't even check to see whether my screen was right. Sorry about that. It'll focus again. Let's see if it focuses properly. Oh, jolly thing. Did it? There you go. Just needed a wiggle, didn't it? There we go. Now that does look a bit better, doesn't it? And Sarah over on the My Time TV live page, if you click the link above in the description of what's showing up there, you'll then be taken to the Roz Bounty page, which is my page where the live stream itself is sourced from. And Scott has followed that instruction wonderfully. Thank you very much for that. And we'll get into the reading. It's just that with cross-posting, it comes up as just that page having the live stream happening. It doesn't give the reference back to another page unless I've got it in the description and the link above. So do click that. Now, what we've got for today, it's interesting energies around this because as I first saw the couple of cards coming up, I thought, oh no, not something like this again, because we've had the coffin. That was yesterday, I think, or the day before. We've had the coffin and we've had the cross a couple of times. So it's still that reminder that this energy is around the work, because this is the work energy, that workplace, your job, your business, whatever it is that's creating your income. for whatever you do. It's still got, and it is coffin. Coffin's not so much about death, but it's certainly about putting away permanently some of the ideas that you might have around what you're wanting to do for your income. So, hi, Sarah, you've done it well. Thank you. Now, you're not working. I'm a full-time carer. I so know that experience because when I was looking after my mother before she died, well, I have got siblings, but I chose to do that, be my mum's full-time carer. And you certainly, as a carer in that capacity, it is so difficult to try and do any form of other income earning, because I was hoping to do it online in this sort of fashion, but it just wasn't viable. I could not spend that time. And for a family member, yeah. So blessings to you, I understand. So it is difficult, but in whatever way that you're able to get support, do follow that path. So even if it's in the work type mode, even if it's in Centrelink, I don't know whether you're in Australia or what, Centrelink carer pension or payment, do follow up and have that avenue of at least some support for your income, because it is certainly what I needed to do at that point in time. And Mum's been gone for a while now. Anyway, it is about putting those things aside that are work that aren't really what your focus needs to be. We've got in our home energy here the young lady, and it's that pensiveness, it's that beautiful reflective type of a thoughtful process that the pose suggests. It does suggest romance, although I'm feeling that this is be more centered around what is your heart and what you're feeling around your family and your home. Bring that heart-centeredness into that space so that you've got more people understanding more people too, and doing that. It really does feel like it's the memories and the what's been past bringing forward to where you are now in the present moment. And yes, it's good to reflect, but it's also good to actually let that flow through and then pass. Working part-time job till my regular job starts. There's many people in that situation, isn't there, Scott? So with this, it's moments now that we have the time to actually reflect on what is good in our lives and what we can actually follow forward, moving it forward as being our priority into that future tense, because the coronavirus and the COVID-19, all of that will pass, and we do need to be moving into living a more thoughtful and present life, with knowing that some actions will create consequences into that future, and focusing on what we really love to do, what we want. And this is where I'm feeling in the unexpected position. We've got the cross. It's letting go of those things that we're taking up as too heavy a load. And I suppose that's where for you, Sarah, too, don't take on too much more than what you can actually handle. A lot of what I found with the carer role is there does come a point where you need to say, look, to a sibling, if you have one, or other connections of help that's available, to actually ask for that help. It's not all your load. And that for anybody, really, if you feel like you're carrying a heavy load or somebody else's responsibility, you need to pass it back to them and let them take it. But this is only the unexpected. So there might be a message that comes through, or a feeling as you're doing something that, oh, look, this isn't actually my responsibility. I'm going to need to pass it back. That's what I'm feeling with the energy of the cross for this morning, with it being in that unexpected position. And here we go down to the sun in the card position that's called your role. So it really is bringing that lightness and the sunshine, bringing out what is that needs to be brought out to the light, because sometimes our darkness can be so well hidden, those things that we don't want others to know, but we need to bring them into our level of vulnerability at times. So it it's almost, I'm seeing that there's actually a baton being passed, like the relay races that I remember having when we were at school. You'd have the relay, you'd be running with the baton and then you'd pass it on to the next one. That's what it feels like. It's bringing forward and moving forward the things that really are the pluses, the shiny, not the shiny objects, but the sunshine in your day, bringing those beautiful moments of where there's happiness and joy. And being a Sunday, I mean, there could be all sorts of ways that you do that. You might be able to go out and have a picnic because their restrictions are slowly lifting, and we could be doing that. Yeah, I think that's actually a very good one. It is. It's time for being reflective and working through those emotions. And for you there too, Scott, yes, we need to be humble and thankful for what we have right now. We are in a lucky country here in Australia, because the numbers sort of worked fairly low as far as results of, how the coronavirus has affected the country. And that's absolutely true, Sarah. We do need to accept the dark side as well as the light. It creates that balance in our life where we really need to. You don't have that knowledge of what is the sunshine if you don't have the nighttime. It really is that the yin and yin and yang of the whole of life, the energies that, the scales need to balance even. And a seesaw, it doesn't work unless you've got the ups and downs. If you haven't got the person on each end to make it work, you're not going to get that swing from one to the other. You're not going to have that ability to fine-tune it very easily at all. So the balance is about having that darkness and light, bringing it forward. Yeah. So you're in New Zealand. Oh, wonderful. Oh, beautiful country. I've not been there yet, but I know I've got 2 daughters who have. The sickness benefit. Yeah. I think do follow that up, because I know there should be help in New Zealand as well on a similar level to what we have here in Australia. Some sort of a payment that helps carers, full-time carers, because you're not able to earn income. Now, 10 is the scythe, and the scythe is a bit of work, and it's the outcome card. So what we see from all of this, once we have dealt with, really dropping some of those ideas that may not be right for us in the business or connections with particular people or whatever that is for you, and being able to reflect on that in this middle line, the balance between work and home, being able to actually put your hand to that scythe, and it's either weeding out or it's gathering the harvest. So choose which you want it to be, because both the weeding and the harvest, they're all interrelated because both are needed. Because if you don't harvest, you're not going to get the benefit from what work you've put into the weeding and the tending and all of that, as far as I can't remember what you call those stories. I'm thinking Jesus parables, but it's not quite that big. I'm hoping that you know what I mean. Yeah. And you're in United States. Wow, Scott. So you'd be out. That's fairly late, isn't it? Trying to think, around 7, 8 o'clock. Depends. I'm not sure where Las Vegas is. Is that East or West Coast? I think that's West Coast, isn't it? Anyway, I'm trying to get all this stuff in memory of the USA layout, because a lot of people do watch from there in Canada as well. I know, I'm pretty sure Vancouver's on the west, Toronto's on the east as far as Canada goes, but I'll need to get my map out, won't I? My world map. Wow, awesome. I hope to get there one day. Oh, yeah. Our whole world is a glorious place. Each and every one of us has our homes in, mostly place of choice. But we do tend to, where we're born, that probably is where we gravitate around and towards, back to, and all of the rest, even after traveling and living in different places around the world. Not that I haven't. And 3:45 p.m. Well, that's not as late as I thought. West, yeah. Yeah, it's a couple of hours difference from east to west, isn't it? 3 or 4. I'll get used to it one day. So, as a summary of what our cards are actually telling us, I really do think it's actually still advising us, giving me the impression to let go of those things that are really holding us back and holding us in the dark, contemplating what we have experienced in our lives to date now, bringing into it that heart space that really that really is the center of where we are now in our present moment. So, and yes, definitely letting go, especially when we have spirit telling us to really let go. And sometimes that message comes through loud and clear. Other times it's quite subtle of what things we really need to be letting go. And I think in our inner selves, we mostly do know those moments when we should be listening, when we need to be listening, when we need to be listening to our spirit guides, our source, more definitely. Opening your senses, hear, listen, be present in what you're receiving each and every moment, because that is the interaction and communication that we have available at any point in time, all the time. So I'm going to leave that there because I think it is. Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks, Diane, for that welcome to Scott. And it's nice to meet people, isn't it, even over the internet. It's a wonderful way. Oh, I'll change that round. Our technology is a wonderful way of getting to know different things, different ideas and concepts, different people, because we do meet different people in a real way. It doesn't make it any the less just because it's on a internet connection. It is that one-to-one or one-to-many, like I'm doing right now. So it's wonderful. And you to Sarah. Oh, look, it's all wonderful. It is wonderful, the technology and what we have in front of us. If you have any further questions, do ask in the comment stream and I'll come back to them later. I do try to keep this, I've been trying to keep it under 10 minutes for the daily reading, and I've now hit 18 minutes. I try to keep 10 minutes to 15 max. So as far as any questions, I'll answer them later. I won't be continuing onward here, but I can certainly answer them via a private message or even in the chat stream. Right. Look, Sarah, anytime. It is this link. I'll put that back up, the hypnosisplus.com.au. You just go to the services button and you'll see the different psychic medium readings or card readings, whichever is your choice. I do have a one question one that is about $30, I think. That's Australian dollars, so I'm not sure of the conversion with New Zealand dollars. I know it's about 67 or 68 cents for the US dollar at the moment. So it makes it quite a reasonable price for the US dollar, doesn't it? Anyway, it's not what I'm here for. I'm here to share the reading. But thank you very much for asking about the reading. So actually, even if I just type it here, I've got to make sure it's spelt right. Type it into the chat stream. I have no idea how Facebook handles any links that are direct in a chat like this, but who knows? I'll be finding out, won't I? Thank you very much for being here. I'm planning to be here again tomorrow at the 8 o'clock. So, and thankfully I'm on my Mac, so it does make it a little easier to do all the process and tick off the boxes in the checklist. And it's lovely seeing you here. Hopefully be able to reconnect tomorrow. I said that, didn't I? Okay, I'm going to go. Be the best person you can be, and namaste till then. Bye for now.